This What's up, YouTube? It's me, Abai, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know it's been like what ages since I posted a video. I think the last I posted was about an Android app that I built. Yeah, of course, you guys know about that. But after that, I know I'm currently working right now, so kind of lost interest in building these videos. But I think I need to still keep continuing this. I mean, I've had a lot of fun making my own videos, and YouTube is a great platform. So yeah, why not? Let's try once more. I mean, I really do want to post more videos and share more stuff to you guys. Okay, so let's get on with the taste right away, like what I'm gonna do today. So today I'm gonna talk about a very and important and powerful word. It's called individuality. Hmm. Now that's like one hell of a word, and I mean the meaning that it actually has is like totally insane. I mean, it's it's totally mind-boggling when you actually look deep into it and what it does and what it does. I mean, it's crazy. Now, how did I come to understand about this word to a deeper level that is very important? Is that no lately I've been realizing that there's this some sort of pattern. Like for some people, one of them is me. Definitely, man. Come on, I always come up with crazy problems, and trust me, it gets even crazier. But anyhow, let's put that in the past. We're going to go over it, and not going to keep reminding ourselves about those problems anymore. So what I'm trying to say is that have you ever felt like, when you actually connect with someone close, a really good friend, and you just start to, become too, what to say, emotional? Like, assume that you're this guy right now, like, you have this huge softball that even if you just poke it with your finger, it's gonna explode, okay? So that has all of your emotions inside of it, okay? It's mixed. I'll tell you why and all, but consider it mixed right now. And so, like, you get to know this person and you're having a lot of fun and all that, and you get really close, and all of a sudden, you just, you just throw this ball right at the person. What's gonna happen? Well, I think you figured it out pretty much. For those of you who understand what I'm trying to tell, like, you are putting your entire emotional burden on someone, like right to their face. Okay, literally right to their face. And you know what happens? You're just, you know, you're suffocating them and making them feel like, what happened to this guy? I mean, this guy was this amazing person that I was speaking to, and all of a sudden, he's this guy who's just all too sad and emotional. Why? What's wrong with him? And then, all right, for some time they kind of understand that you do have a little bit of emotion. That's fine. But then this your friends actually find it kind of okay. They don't make a big deal about it, and that's when you actually make it a big deal. You, not the friend, but you actually make it a big deal. And what I mean by that is all of it, all out of a sudden that you feel something is going wrong, and you just react in such a way that it your friend is like, this guy's always being like this. I don't know what to do. And then as a person, you understand that your friend is kind of upset, and then the most disgusting thing comes out. You go and apologize so many times, like you're like a, those sticks that stick onto dogs that is too hard to remove. You become something clingy on that person, always telling, hey, I'm sorry, hey, I'm sorry, hey, I'm sorry. You like, imposing something on them and making them feel like that they have to accept it immediately when you actually hurt them. Do you realize this? Like, at that moment, you feel like you're doing the right thing, but you're definitely doing the opposite. Trust me, it is the opposite. Your friends will be like, it's okay, it's fine, but they're definitely not happy. You have definitely done something, and you're trying your level best to go out there and explain it to them and all that. That makes things worse. And yes, do you know why I know all this? I've been there. It's really, really bad, and it's not pretty. Definitely not pretty. And then, people kind of change your opinions about you immediately after that. They just try to drift away, or, you know, you might feel like, okay, I apologized so many times. Why can't they just accept the apology? I'm doing the right thing. Well, duh, you're not taking their feelings into considerations. As a friend, you need to definitely take the other person's feelings into consideration before you do something or react. You don't know what they're going through, and okay, maybe they might have accepted it, but if you keep robbing them and keep telling them, they might be going through something, but they just want to let go of what's happened, but you just keep reminding them the same thing. It's gonna become worse. It definitely is going to be. I mean, this took a lot of time for me to realize. Like, I feel so bad so many times when I think about it. But I guess, the one thing that I do is I really overthink about these things, and I come up with, solutions. But the thing is, there's no point in, going out there and keep on, telling them, you're sorry, you're sorry. They don't want to listen to it again. You gotta understand that. And sometimes, um, they are actually going through something in their life, and you interfere with this thing, like you're trying to show that why you're not giving me attention when they have something more important. You just don't take that into consideration. You just consider that yourself is more important than their life. You're not their center of attraction, you're just a part of their life. You need to understand that. Okay, and what does this lead to? You start to feel this pain inside of you a lot, like, I miss this guy, I miss this friend, I don't know what I've done, I just don't know what to do. Well, I'll tell you one thing. It's best to leave them alone for some time, give them the time. If you've been really good friends, trust me, they will come back. They will. But you have to let them be who they are. Now, why do you have to give them space? And I think you heard this so many times, like, give them space or work at. What is this importance behind this? Have you ever considered that, you get close to someone that you only keep constantly thinking about them and you just forget who you are? Why does that happen? Well, heads up. I'll tell you why that happens. It's simple. You're dependent, you are hot headed, and you're desperate for attention. It's as simple as that. You might kind of perceive yourself that you're cool, that you're independent, and you're friendly, you're loving, you understand people, blah, blah, blah. But deep down inside, you're just the same guy. You are. You just gotta accept that every single time it happens, it's been always turning out the same way. So I think that's a pattern, and when you understand the pattern, you will definitely understand that what you're doing is not right. Of course, this comes only by experience. It will hurt a lot. It hurts me a lot every day when I think about it, but this is life. We are humans. We make mistakes. We mess things up with people who we are close with. So I guess that's a lesson to be learned. So, but why am I talking about all this? Why does these feelings of being desperate and apologizing every time and blasting out emotions suddenly in front of someone who was actually trying to be friends with you? Why? I guess it's that that thing where you don't actually have your own privacy. That's what I definitely feel. Your own private life. When I mean by private life or privacy, it means that you have that thing which anybody can identify you with. Now, I would define an individual as when someone gets to know someone, they know what that person is as a personality point of view and not as what they do. Now, he can be a footballer, he can be an amazing programmer, he can be anything, but when you talk to the person, when you connect with them, you instantly start to, okay, this guy has this sort of thing and he has this, he has that, but he just makes it so obvious that I definitely understand in a very good way. So the problem that the other kind of guy who's not an individual has their emotions mixed, so people don't understand why the person acts like that. It's always a mystery. It definitely is always a mystery, and you start to feel like nobody understands me. I'll be all alone my entire life. Well, guys, wake up. There is no such thing as you being alone in your entire life. That's just bullshit. The thing is, you're not totally realized your own mistake that you have been like this, and it's always made people feel uncomfortable when you do this stuff. So, what is the solution to this? I mean, you can keep talking about problems. There are like infinite number of ways when you're like this. You can be this totally unstable guy when you get really close to someone because the reason why you express all these emotions is because you don't have that private life. You're not able to experience them. That whatever your life has, you always been public about it. I mean, you never had something that you could own yourself to. Your parents knew about it all the time, your brother, everybody knows about it, and you had nothing that you can be happy or that you can keep to yourself. Everybody knows everything about you. What's the fun in that? The real reason why people actually start talking to someone they find them interesting is because they have something apart from normal stuff. They have their own life. They have their own secret stuff that they love and enjoy, and then they can escape into whenever they're frustrated, angry, and that, my guys, is what an individual is. He respects his decision. He knows when to tell that he needs his space. And one more thing, when you're not an individual, you just don't restrict yourself. You always keep telling yes for everything. No is like a sort of like a taboo for people who are not individuals. Yeah, trust me, it is a taboo. You don't want to like totally mess around with that because you feel like you'll lose someone's respect, or you tell no that they're going to be angry with you. I mean, like, what the hell? No, they're not. They're not going to be angry. They will respect that. But you have to be assertive about it and not ask for permission. Like, hey, if you don't mind, like, you just make this small build up. They'll be like, okay, this guy's like, sort of like big deal. All these motions, yep, I've been this exact same guy. To the point. So what I'm trying to say is that man up. Like, what I'm trying to say is that take responsibility for your own life. Find something that you like. Build yourself up. It's never too late. If you're in your early 20s, best timing that if you realize it right now. This will give you confidence to talk with anyone because you know who you are. You don't have to worry about what other people are going to think because you have your life, you know what you're doing. You wouldn't worry about it. You will always have that conscience saying, "Hey, I have so and so things and this guy's a really good friend and I know that I have to be like this." And you'll definitely understand the other person immediately. But if you don't realize it, if you still keep being the same, you will just keep, you know, throwing too much on the other person that they cannot handle it after a certain time. And that's why the need for space always comes. Otherwise, anybody is happy talking to you. They won't mind at all. Trust me. It's when things get too clingy and all that, you start to overthink and it happens. So I think the first step that I would take, I mean, I'm still not totally there, but I realized my mistake. I know it's because of this. I definitely know now. I've been through so many patterns, always coming up to this exact same point where you've disappointed your friend and you don't know how to make it up, and you're just so desperate that they accept your apology or whatever that is. It's not going to work that easy. You have to show that you respect what they're feeling. You have to respect that. That's the most important thing, guys. That's the most important thing. All right, back to taking step one. Taking step one is that you you want to be some kind of guy, right? Always, everybody wants to be some kind of a person. Like, what do you perceive yourself to actually be? Now, I perceive myself that who I actually want to be is cool, confident, fearless, and loving. That's who I really am, and like supposed to be, nothing else. Because that's what I like. I like to be cool. I like to be really loving. Forgiving people. It's okay. I understand. Um, Fearless because I don't like to walk away from problems. It's not who I am. And being confident, like if you're not confident doing something, you're confident in saying, "Hey, I don't know, but probably I could try this out and maybe help you out." But it's okay to tell no. You're confident. And when you know something, you can be like, "Hey, I can help you out with that. I know how to do this." Confidence. And that's the kind of guy I like to be. Owning up to whatever you say, sticking to your words, and not just, sticking to the words for the time being and then not doing it. That's just again the opposite of not being an individual. And the best part that you can easily understand a person as an individual when you connect with them and you realize that he has the social qualities immediately. You will know it. And that's when you know, hey, this guy knows his life. This guy loves his life. And when you see individuals, they will have few friends, but those friends will be really close and they'll be loving and they'll have a really good time. So I guess I wanted to share this with you guys because I think this is really important. Many people face this sort of lack of self esteem, lack of self confidence. You know, the thing is, start thinking about your own life. What do you want? What do you want to do? How do you want to live? It's important that you do that. Only when you have a life, things get interesting and people will be interested in knowing what you're doing. If you're like not having anything of your own, not being able to own up to your own self, like you're boring, they'll be interested initially, but then they realize that that's it to this guy, nothing else. People are not looking for people that are temporary. They would like to stick to someone whose life is cool and amazing, that they do certain things. Definitely, right? If you're not going to do anything, no one's gonna, recognize you, right? That's just simple fact. So this identity, you can create it yourself. You just have to believe in it, okay? It is going to be hard. It is going to be definitely the hardest thing you're ever going to do, but It's the right thing. The right thing is always the hardest to do. You know that. I mean, I'm a huge fan of anime, Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, Bleach. What do all of these animes have in common? Individuality, guys. No matter how much, you know, I mean, no matter how many friends you are, I'll be at times where you're gonna be alone. No one's gonna be there for you, but you know how to handle yourself at that time. And that's when people recognize you for who you are. If you cannot handle yourself when you're alone, you're not an individual. You're just too dependent on other people. So I guess this has brought some clarity on, that individuality is important for any person in this world, and you need to definitely find it and make sure that you stick to it. Whatever it is, you have to stick to it because that's what makes you you. Okay. All right, guys. I hope I actually cleared out many people. I hope this is a good. I mean, the main reason I'm doing this so that this message spreads out, not to gain followers or anything. It's a really important thing. I feel so like, yeah, like I always say, this is Code Dancer signing off. Peace. Have a million rocking weekend. Yeah, yeah, I'm definitely million rocking now. Look at my dad. Good night.